What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? Week 10, it's Wednesday, hump day, little midweek madness. Get us through the week, get us to Thursday. It's been another crazy week. Getting by. How are you doing in some of these leagues, man?
Doing all right, actually. I had a pretty good fantasy week. One in the Kings Classic, had a top 6 in the Oasis, one in fantasy football sevens. Lost in your dynasty league, lost in a couple leagues, man. But overall, it was a good week, I would say.
Yeah, more bye weeks coming up again this week. I actually got there is one league in my home league. I actually ended up getting, sauced with grabbing Chubb. It's a keeper league, so a lot of the players are actually, kind of gone from that area in the first. If people are finding some of those players, late, they get to keep them and they're gone to that first round. So, at the 3 pick, I was kind of stuck. Justin Jefferson was gone and then CMC was gone. So at that point, it's like, all right, who's the next guy I think could potentially finish as the 1? And Nick Chubb came to mind. A lot of us thought that, and that really hurt me this year, taking them in the 3, right? That really hurt. But
Yeah,
I
I'm trying
finally
to.
got my first win this week. Let's go. So and it happened to be against the guy who's won back-to-back in this league, so it felt kind of good.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how those wins happen sometimes in the
Yeah.
NFL and in fantasy football.
Yeah,
Who
this
did?
is what's up? What's up, coach? He said, who this?
Who did? Who did?
So, like everyone, we kind of get into it. So, Midweek Madness, what we like to do is a little segment called Force and Farce. So, Force players are players that are not, players that are in the top 14 right now, ranked overall through the year, right? They are not top 14 players, but we think that potentially something this week, matchup, them having a boom week, maybe somebody missing in the lineup could potentially fall in and have a massive week, right? Putting them in the top 14 category. And then farce players are just players, that are ranked top 14 players at their position, right? That we think that maybe this week, they just might get stopped. Maybe they're just gonna maybe even they just finish outside the top 14. It doesn't always mean they were saying, hey, sit this person, right? It just might mean like, take caution, right? They might not finish how you're preparing for them to finish.
Take one and take one and. Yep, that's how you gotta take it.
What's up, Mel? She said, "Help, y'all." Yeah, we'll get to some questions if anyone wants to get some of their questions in. We will definitely get to them. But yeah, we're gonna kind of get into that, and then we'll get into our pizza parlays. Pizza parlay is, you pick three teams this week that you think are gonna win, and then you basically build your pizza. You get 3 toppings on your pizza parlay. It's kind of a fun thing. Just think about if you were about to order a pizza right now, what 3 toppings would you have on that pizza? And then we're gonna build a quick little DFS lineup. We'll do a quick one tonight. I think I got some players in mind that I want to play, but if coach is in here, I'm sure he'll help us build a lineup. Yeah, parlay. So let's get right to it. I always like to start with the force players. Farce, nobody likes that. We'll get to them kind of last. But people do need to hear about some of the players that we think potentially might not finish. So let's get right into it. Let's get into QBs right away. I'll let you go ahead and start up.
Yeah, my force is a guy that I've been on all season long. No surprises here. Guy Greg and I have endorsed quite a bit, and it's Trevor Lawrence. Okay, and this is coming off of the Dethrone the King League. So I guess with the bye week, maybe. Also, he dropped back pretty far. I think he was 18 or 21. I think Christian Kirk was 21. T-Law was 18. So he's had 2 weeks to prepare for this matchup against San Francisco. I trust Doug Peterson in those matchups. I don't have his record off of bye week, but I'm pretty sure it's a positive winning number, And then they're just too loaded with talent. Kirk's over there, Ridley, Travis Etienne might be an All-Pro this year. Evan Ingram's been so consistent. Tank Bigsby, he's playing good relief minutes. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing as a backup rookie running back. And then people like to make fun of their defense, but there's superstars everywhere on it. So I think that people can make plays. We've seen Witherspoon make big plays, with interceptions. We've seen Foye, of course, make all kinds of big plays. That's no surprise. And then Josh Allen on the defensive line, he's been getting after the quarterback. So I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be in a good position. I think Coach and I were talking about it either some point last week. San Francisco's defense, as far as the secondary goes, it's a little inflated. So you can get you can attack that defense through the air. Okay, so T-Law for me, man. That's my force.
So if we kind of look, so like last year, last year T-Law was doing pretty damn decent last year. If we kind of look at it here, after his bye week last year, he had a QB5 overall finish.
Nice.
Against Baltimore.
Yeah, a good defense still.
Yeah, I like it, man. I like it a lot. All right, so let's get into mine. So this week, it's kind of so this might be a little bit of a long shot, but we saw, Will Levis. It's Will Levis, man. I'm got him coming back and having a bounce back week. We saw him carve up the Falcons in the first start of his rookie campaign. Last week was a tough matchup for Will, against a stout Pittsburgh line, getting sacked 4 times and failing to throw a single touchdown.
Yeah.
Tampa has been a legit low-end defense against opposing QBs this year and has allowed 5 out of 8 of those QBs to finish in the top 10.
Yeah, CJ Stroud definitely did. So.
Oh yeah. So on average, they're allowing 25 completions, 296 passing yards, 1.5 passing touchdowns, and also tied for the most allowed rushing touchdowns to quarterbacks with 4 on the year.
Well, let's do that.
Yep. I got some. So we got some stats for him too this year. So 20 plus fantasy points is easy for Levis, I think, this week. But I'm betting he goes for more. So here's the quarterbacks that have finished top 14 versus the Bucks: Kirk Cousins QB9, Jalen Hurts QB9, Jared Goff QB4, Josh Allen QB2 with 34 fantasy points. Then CJ Stroud last week with 51 fantasy points.
Some big weeks. Super high ceiling.
Last week we've seen 2 massive games, right, from quarterbacks against Bucks. I can see Levis put up 285 yards through the air with 2 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. That would put Levis between 25 and 30 points, depending on your scoring.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's doable. I think he could get more rushing yards than that even. He just takes off on a big one.
Yeah, I think it's definitely doable. So Will Levis, QB 36, right? That's it's a long shot. But we've seen what he did against the Falcons, right? So I'm kind of, if he can go in between that and kind of what he did he should do way better than what he did last week. That's a tough defense, man.
Yeah, that's pretty bold, man. I love it. That's a bold call.
All right, let's get into some running backs.
What you got?
So this week, I'm going with your guy. You saw him up there with the sombrero, right?
Aaron Jones, baby.
I got Aaron Jones up there. And I got some honorable mentions too: Javonte Williams and Jonathan Taylor. So I like all 3 of these guys this week. To actually finish inside the top 14 for running backs. All 3 men are coming back from injuries, have been slowly getting back to form. They also get great matchups this week. Let's just focus on one, though, for now. So Aaron Jones is my guy. He's the guy I'm going to be planting my flag on this week as a 4-star. Jones started out the year really strong in week 1, finishing as RB1 overall with over 100 all-purpose yards while scoring a rushing and receiving touchdown. During that game, he took on a hamstring injury, and since coming back, he has been on the struggle bus, no doubt, right?
Yeah.
Kind of looking kind of bummy, right? So last week, though, different story. He finally got a huge workload: 20 rushing attempts, 73 rushing yards, and a touchdown. Also continuing to get peppered through the air with 6 targets, right? 4 catches and 26 yards. Just 1 yard shy of 100 all-purpose yards again this week. I'm firing up Aaron Jones, man, against a defense who's allowed 20 fantasy points on average to running back position.
Dang, I didn't realize Pittsburgh had that many per game given up.
Yeah, so fire him up, baby.
Oh, that is crazy, dude. Let me see real quick. I'm trying to pull up the Throne League real quick, looking at players, leaders. And if you have sleeper, well, no matter what league you're in, you just go to players on your phone, click on the leaders tab, and it rearranges it right to season stats. You have Aaron Jones is way down there. What number did you say he was?
So in our Dethrone the King League, which is a pretty It's PPR, but it's like pretty standard court scoring for PPR. I think. Let's see. So I have
He's
Aaron Jones.
34th.
Yeah,
He's 34th. Okay, so I'm going with a 30th ranked running back in the same game, Najee Harris, man. I just think that there's an opportunity for him to get a lot of yards against that kind of soft interior defense. Quay Walker, we don't know if he's coming back. Kenny Clark went out on the last game. He's the plugger. If he's not there, if he's not able to play at full capacity, that's going to limit a lot of what they can do. And he's on his way back. Believe it or not, Najee Harris has been RB30. So a 16-team league, that's RB2. You know, a 12-team league, that's a flex still. And he's already got his bye week past him. And since that bye week, he's been RB13, RB22, and RB12. So there's 2 games right there where, 13, we're just calling that a 1. Call it the baker's dozen, you know what I'm saying? And that's 15.8, 10.5, and 15.6 on a pretty rough bye week, with some good teams against Green Bay, who gives up a lot of yardage. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if he has, he's been targeted 3, 5, and 4 since the bye week as well. They went and addressed something. Okay, that's just how it is. So if he has 3 receptions, I would say maybe 88 all-purpose yards, maybe 95, and a touchdown. Like, man, that's going to be a great week. I think that's all doable for him. And for an RB30, that's not bad at all.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. All right, so let's see here. Let's get into some wide receivers.
Coach says any deep league guys for me to stream in fantasy football flex spot. Can you go get McLaughlin?
Oh, so deep league guys to stream in the flex spot. Oh, just for what? Like not IDP, just for a regular flex?
I'm assuming fantasy football 7s flex. Yeah, you could flex just about anything I guess you want. Tight end. I mean, if Cole Clement's available, maybe go try to get him.
If you're in mine, I could trade you. I have so many tight ends. I could trade you Kittle.
He's in the Asia League. I think Coach
You
is
said Darnell Mooney is who he's looking at right now.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I don't like it either. All right, so let's get into receivers.
All right. You want me to go or you want to go?
Let's just go every other. Yeah, you can go this time.
All right. So I paired it up, man. You're going to see a lot of this. I need to talk with Coach. I got 100,000 coins. Thinking about going big this week on the bye week with Kansas City on bye, Philadelphia on bye, Miami on bye, and Los Angeles Rams on bye. There are several top 5 players on bye this week. So I'm thinking about trying to hit the Sharks this week with some tokens, just lay it on the line. And I think this pairing is really good. I like Christian Kirk and Trevor Lawrence, man. And that's Greg and I's guy. I don't know if Greg's watching now. He might be watching later, but we've been on Christian Kirk before the season began. There's plenty of audio of us saying such things. Trust me, there's plenty in my draft and my best balls and my redraft that that I have him. I wouldn't come off of him in the Kings Classic. I had to give up George Pickens and Devontae Smith for essentially Joe Mixon. But man, I just like Kirk, man. Like I said, I'm not wavering from him because he's Greg and I's guy. San Francisco weak. And Christian Kirk, I've said it again, like they went and got him as soon as Doug was there. I think they're going to have something schemed up for him in that defense. I think he could have about 7 catches, maybe 110 yards, and a touchdown. So I think that's an excellent DFS play this week.
That's nice. Yeah, that could be really good play.
Let me look. He's not like way down there. I wanted to tell everybody what he is. I forgot. That's the one thing I forgot to write down. But in a PPR league, which he is a PPR machine, he's ranked 21st. So he's still outside the top 20 right now. I think that's a pretty good force in my opinion, especially since a lot of people are going to be on San Francisco. I think you could get some people right there.
Yeah. Coach says Kirk versus Oliver in the slot. I'll take it.
Yeah, and he'll find zones whenever they get in little zones. He'll find that pocket for Lawrence. So I just trust Kirk. I just think that's a good stack. You want to stack in DFS. I love it. What about you, man? Who's your wide receiver?
All right, so I'm going with. This is where I'm stacking this game, the Green Bay and the Steelers game. So I'm going with Deontay Johnson this week, wide receiver 58 versus Green Bay. Let me just give you a little rundown here. So, this one might be a little risky. Deontay Johnson going out against a pretty strong Packers secondary who's only been giving up the seventh least amount of fantasy points to opposing wide receiver tandems. Luckily for Deontay, word has come out that Jair Alexander is on the injury report. Shoulder injury, right? He definitely didn't practice on Wednesday. Rookie seventh rounder Carrington Valentine, though, who could be a sneaky IDP play this week. There's a little IDP shout out at DB. Mel, if you need a sneaky DB right there, Carrington Valentine, he might have already gotten picked up. He had a 15-point week last week. So,
or Jonathan Owens too.
This kid's a seventh rounder, dude. That's crazy. It's a good pickup for y'all.
We have good scouts. Green Bay's got good scouts, man.
So he might potentially be filling in for Jair. And he had like I said, he had a decent week against the Rams. Regardless of all that, our guy Deontay has reemerged, man. He's reemerged as the alpha on this offense. I'm buying in on another big week. I'm also going out and trying to acquire this man for the playoffs, dude. He's got a pretty good schedule. So here's another thing too. So I got some target share stuff. So Deontay targets and receptions since the bye week, and the bye week was 3 weeks ago, and that's when he came back from injury. So here we go. We got so the first week back, we went six targets, 5 catches for 79 yards, finished as a wide receiver 23. The second week back, 14 targets, 8 catches, 85 yards, finished wide receiver 20. So then he went down a little bit, but 9 targets, 7 catches for 90 yards and a touchdown, wide receiver 6. But listen to what Pickens has been doing, dude. Pickens, the first week he was back, had a good week. 8 for 5 for 107 yards, wide receiver 19. But then the following 2 weeks, dude, five targets, 1 catch for 22 yards. He got a touchdown. The last week, dude, 5 targets, 2 catches, -1 yard.
Yeah, you and I had more receiving yards than George Pickens last week. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, he's voiced he's not happy, but man, I think the Steelers are onto something over there. Like that's why I went Najee as well. I just think that they're just going to be like, we're going to control the clock so the defense doesn't have to be out there forever. So.
All right. So we're going to get into some tight ends now. Yeah, Tyler, especially after that first week, man, after the bye, man, having that 107 yards, you're like, damn, dude, he's like tearing it up. And then he comes back, it's 22 yards. Like, what is this? And you're like, all right, I'll give him another shot. -1 yard. What the shit? Wide receiver 93. Oof.
Yeah.
That's gross.
Yeah, dude, that's rough. Like I said, I traded it for Joe Mixon. Mixon had a pretty decent game last week. I think he's going to have those decent games. And I got Najee paired with Mixon in the Kings Classic, so I think I'm good to go. The half-foot out touchdown still got me messed up.
All right, so let's get into some tight ends. I mean, so this might be cheating, but Kincaid is my guy. He's still technically on the outside of the fort. He's at 15, but it's probably the last week I'm going to get to talk about him. So, he's been so damn good, bro. I gotta keep him here. And he gets another easy matchup against the Broncos. Bottom 14 against tight ends, dude. So
is Kareem Jackson coming back?
I don't know what to look into that.
Yeah, I think he is, but we'll see. That could help. But yeah, Kincaid's awesome, dude. Our guy Tyler right there, he doubled down on him live on the bet, and that paid off, man. Great call there. I took the yardage line as well, so he's a big part of that offense. He's become wide receiver 2 almost, I would say. He was way better statistically than Gabe Davis last week.
For sure.
Is that it?
Here's some. In top 14 finishes against the Broncos. Logan Thomas, tight end 10. Cole Kmet, tight end 1. Nuts. Tyler Conklin, tight end 13. Travis Kelce, tight end 1. Luke Musgrave, tight end 13. Travis Kelce, tight end 14. So,
God bless. Yeah. Yeah, because people aren't going to throw to Patrick Surtain. They're just not. There's just no way you can do that. So that opens it up for the tight ends and that defense. But man, I do want to bring up a point. Like, who told everybody to go get Cole Kmet round 10 in almost every draft, man? That has been by far my biggest hit preseason. I knew he was worth it. I knew he was going to stack well. I knew he was coming on. People wanted him to be so great his first couple of years, and now he stayed healthy. He's reading defenses, and he's a top, 4 tight end that you got in the 10th round of drafts. I mean, it's amazing, man. But, yeah, he's not my tight end, Cole Kmet. My tight end is Cade Otton, man.
That's where I had him beginning of the year. Tight end 7 is where I had him finishing.
Yeah, dude, that's a great call. I mean, I think he could be above that. This guy right now, like I said, let me look real quick. He's tight end 19, so I'm not going super deep back there, but I think he's just coming on pretty strong. You know what I mean? Like, I think that he's going to be all right. His last game, he had 9 targets. The game before that, 6. The game before that, 6. He's had 2 touchdowns, which if a tight end gets a touchdown, that's pretty much it. But he had 23 points in a PPR format last week. He's finished as tight end 3, 17, and 13. And Tampa Bay playing against Tennessee. They just got rid of Kevin Byrd. I think Roger McCray might be coming back off of IR. I'm not sure, but either way, he's not going to be matched up too well against him. And I like Cade Otton. I like him this week, and
I like Cade Otton too. I like that pick. I thought about making that pick too. I looked at it a lot. I think it might be a really good DFS play this week. Him getting a touchdown last week, man, he's going to keep moving up there too. Mellon here saying McBride. Yeah, he was my sleeper pick this week. Last week, he got a pretty tough matchup, but Kyler's going to be coming back this week most likely. I mean, I think I'm playing Schultz, man. He's just been really damn good.
Against the Bengals? Yeah, I think that's a play, right?
Yeah, for sure. I felt like the Bengals have been one of the worst against tight ends.
Yeah, Kincaid lit it up against them, so Schultz could maybe have a good game as well.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what Dak does on his 3rd game back from the bye. We'll see. 2 games, I was like, yeah, fire him up, dude. And I don't say that about Dak very often.
Schultz plays for the Texans, bro.
Oh, yeah, that's right. My bad. I'm thinking
that's
thinking about Ferg. But even in Schultz, man, Schultz was, everybody got targets last week, though. So it was absolutely crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting 3 receivers involved and the tight end involved. It's a big game. Well, I mean, that running game's not doing a lot of much anyways. Tyler says Schultz or Kmet this week.
Kmet. I think Carolina's 6th against tight ends. I need somebody else can look that up, but and I just gotta lean. I guess I gotta lean Schultz against Cincinnati, even though I love Cole Kmet, dude. I really do.
Let's see.
McBride or Thomas? Where does Thomas play in again?
Logan Thomas.
Oh, Logan Thomas, Washington.
Yeah.
Arizona against Atlanta, Washington against Seattle. Ooh, the Commanders pass so much,
They have been a top passing offense. I think they are the second most. I think they have the second most pass attempts or pass yards in the NFL right now. I think Howell does, right? Has the most.
I think Howell has the most pass attempts at least. I'm pretty sure he does. Or drop shotguns. I don't know, something like that. He's the leader of it. What a move, man! Lord, watching that basketball game, that was like old school Bird, man. Give me McBride versus those linebackers though against Atlanta.
Yeah, man. I mean, so Hawkinson just put up big numbers against him too. He didn't score a touchdown, but I'm sure he went. It was like
who's gonna be the quarterback of Arizona? Is it Kyler Murray for sure this week?
I'm pretty sure.
He
was practicing last week.
If Murray is there, I will consider. I'm playing Thomas either way. I'm playing Thomas.
Hawkinson got 12 targets against them last week.
Yeah, but Hawkinson is a beast, and Hawkinson has 2 wide receivers out.
That's true.
And then Ellis can't cover.
I think I'm still going to take. I don't know. That's pretty tough.
You are right. Thomas.
I think I'm taking Logan Thomas too, just because of the amount of pass attempts.
Yeah, they're going to be playing from behind up there in Seattle. I trust it.
So coach says McBride if Murray plays. I think we're both on the Thomas side. I do like McBride though. I think Mel on this one, you play the one that you want to watch. What you would want to watch the most. That's I think what I would do this on that. All right, so let's get into some farce players. So, like we said at the beginning, farce players are those players that are ranked in the top 14 at their position, but we think they will potentially finish outside of the top 14 this week. So
Yeah.
I can start. I can start this one if you want.
Yeah, go ahead, dude.
So I got your boy here, man. Jordan Love.
He's a top 12 quarterback?
14. He's at QB 14 right now, right on the edge. But you know what? It's my final week. I get to talk about him once again.
I feel you. I feel you.
Tough matchup this week against Pittsburgh Steelers, who just, shut down Mr. Mayo. Last week, Mr. Will Levis, sacking him 4 times, intercepting the ball 1 time and limiting him to 0 touchdowns. On average, Pittsburgh's limiting opposing quarterbacks to 21 completions, 263 through the air, 1 touchdown per game. Also completing 1 interception and 3 sacks. I think this is another. So if you want to pick somebody to get a sack again this week, maybe you want to go out and bet on TJ Watt again. Dude, they're getting 3 sacks a game. That's wild.
Alex Highsmith.
There you go. Put on that.
I'm not betting. It's hard. I might put that in as I can't just put a straight bet against my Packers. Like in the same game parlay, I can do it. Well, yeah, I'm still rooting for my Packers, but I'll say they're gonna get a sack.
I think Christian Watson's off the injury report, which is good news. But I mean, I think the only way Love really gets a big game is if he starts feeding Aaron Jones. But they're not really allowing that to running backs. I think, and that's why I got Jones so high. Is I think he's going to be running the ball more, especially against Pittsburgh. So I think that's more and more reason. But the crazy thing is, Jordan Love's been finishing. The reason he's staying there, he's been finishing, 14, 15, 13, just kind of right around that area. So I think this week he falls out. Yeah, we all know you love Romeo.
Romeo without Romeo.
Hope people sold him after that hot start. Yeah, he was on a touchdown streak, man. He had 3 touchdowns per game the first 3 weeks. You're like, oh man, if he keeps this pace up. We thought the same thing about Kirk. He was on pace for 6K.
Yeah, but listen to the defenses he has. Week 14, the Giants. Week 15, Tampa Bay. Week 16, Carolina. Week 17, Minnesota. And if you play in a crazy batshit league, Week 18, Chicago.
I think they go 2 for 2 in those. I think they should win the first 2, but Carolina's been kind of stout.
Dude, they got Chargers, Detroit, Kansas City. I'm not saying they'll win. I'm just saying for fantasy purposes, I love the Giants, Bucks, Carolina, Minnesota. That's week 14, 15, 16, 17. I mean, that is a beautiful week, man. If he ends his last 3 weeks the way he started his first 4 weeks, QB3, QB16, QB6, QB12. If he does that again to finish the season, you're going to be pretty happy with me. You know what I'm saying?
So,
especially in a super flex league. But this week,
Minnesota though.
Yeah, I mean, the way I look at it is I've been on Mike Tomlin before the season began. I said, you guys are crazy counting Pittsburgh out. They don't even have to have a good quarterback. They just go out and win. That's just who they are. So I don't know. I don't know that Green Bay can get past Pittsburgh. When I look at my survivor picks this week, it was so many games. I'm like, this is not a for sure thing. This is just not even close to a for sure thing. So I think it's going to be interesting. Yeah, I kind of went with your guy here at quarterback by default. I bet a lot of people do not know Joshua Dobbs is quarterback 10, man.
That's crazy.
He's probably not. He does get a bye week 13. So he's still got a bye week. He's against New Orleans this week, and he's had exactly 28.92 points in back-to-back weeks in Dethroned the King League. So if somebody drafted Dobbs as their last quarterback or something in that best ball format, I mean, he's been gold, dude. He's been 16 or better 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, man. That's insane. But he's a farce this week because New Orleans, they got May, Paulson, who nobody's talking about, Paulson Adebayo, Cam Jordan, Granderson, the Honey Badger, Lattimore. He's not, I didn't even mention Demario Davis. Like, he doesn't want to he's not going to be able just to lollygag around and get past this defense like he did last week, okay? That's just the brutal truth of it. You know what I mean? And I think it comes back to reality this week. Law of averages as a rocket. Simple physics, baby. It's coming back down,
Yeah,
so.
I think I agree with you. I think the only thing is like, man, Dobbs, like, it's just crazy. The dude just runs the ball. Like, I mean, that touchdown he got, I mean, he got away with, some, I don't know who was tackling him, but it was absolute trash. Like, you can't, like, go up around the shoulder pads and, like, you're just going to get flipped off, especially from a run. I'm like, come on now. And he just runs it in. I'm like, damn, making shit look easy, being the number one rusher on the team this week, too. Like, Dobbs actually wasn't the greatest through the air. He had 153 passing yards, I think, and it was like 20 for 30, I think he was. So, Jaron Hall actually looked pretty good. He was 5 for 6 for like 74 yards before he got a concussion. I'm like, damn, that's a really good pace. So he looked pretty good. I'm actually kind of excited for what that kid can do. If he can come back, they're going to let Dobbs have the reins now, but man, Jaron Hall actually kind of looked like he could come in and do something with that team. Like he was started good, and then he goes to run into the end zone for a touchdown and gets smoked, dude. Smoked, bro.
That was pretty good. I think that's what made him like him any better.
So Tyler in here talking about us going at each other's guys, and I'm getting a little WWE action in the air. No, maybe a little what do you call it? Celebrity death match.
I got my Bret Hart up there. You probably can't see it. It's up there.
I see him.
Yeah, so
we're ready. Bret Hart guy. Bret Hart guy.
Yeah, dude.
Shawn Michaels.
Guy. There you go. So we're already ready. Rivalry's ready. Good Lord, Wimbe just airballed this. Professionals airballing are weird, man. But yeah, I agree with you, Coach. Paulson Adebayo, man, the most underrated cornerback. He's in my Player Pine series that I write for King Fantasy Sports. That's a 1,000-word banger over there. And then Mel, what are you talking about? Jonathan Owens? Well, yeah, you can't help it. You're in my league. That's how it goes. I'm not gonna just try to help you out over here. Got to support my beliefs.
Support his team. Got to get in there and get a victory. He's got to win his own league.
Yeah, man. I'm in every team in my Division 1 last week. So when that happens, you don't gain any ground in cross conference or anything. Sucks. So yeah, I guess you want to talk about wide receivers next.
Running backs.
Okay, I got Zach Moss, man. That might be the easy way out. He got He got under 3 points last week. He didn't get any looks in the receiving game, and JT had 23 touches to Zach Moss's 7. All right, we talked about this happening. It's happening. I took the easy route here because the truth is, I was looking at the other running backs, and there was just not anybody I felt comfortable saying, yeah, you got to sit that guy this week outside of Zach Moss. So I put the pressure all on you, buddy. What do you got?
Yeah, mine, I took a hard one. All right, you ready? I'm going to do my best to see if I can sell it. That's all I'm going to do. So here it is. You ready for it? Kenneth Walker. That's who I'm going with against the Commanders. It's tough. I know. I love him so much. So this is, like I said, all right, you ready? So this is really hard for me to do this. I love me some Kenny Walker, but Seattle offense has been, so up and down the last few weeks. I mean, they'll score a lot of points and they won't do shit. Like it's just been kind of crazy. Walker was coming into week 8 with calf injury. Even through his injury, designation was lifted. Seemed to hinder him a little bit. 41% snap share versus the Browns in week 8, only 8 carries. Last week against the stout Ravens defense, he only had 49% snap share and once again minimal carries, 9 carries. Also scored a touchdown, hasn't scored a touchdown since week 6. I know, Tyler, no way. I know.
That's hard, dude. I traded for Walker. So I need him.
It's due to injury, but when they say he's not injured, and I'm going to tell you right now, you listen to somebody like Scott Engel, he says if they come out and they say that their players are playing, he trusts them to be the guy. So if they're out there playing and he can't be the guy, then why are we trusting him, right? If you're saying the last 2 weeks, maybe he's still hindered. So I'm all right. I'm gonna just see if I can continue. So here we go. Washington has surprisingly been really good against the run in away games, right? Allowing 109 yards and 6 touchdowns on average running backs. With Charbonnet starting to get a little bit more involved and trusting the offense, I'm definitely hesitant, right? Not sitting, hesitant on expecting Kenneth Walker to finish inside the top 14 this week.
Yeah, I mean,
so I'm not saying sit him. I'm just saying my expectations for him to finish in the top 14 are not there.
I have to start him. I got, Pacheco on bye this week. I picked up Damian Pierce in fantasy football sevens, and he hasn't played. He was out last week, and I don't know if he's going to play this week. And even if he does, I'm not sure he's going to be better than Singletary. So I dropped Pierce strong, then picked up McLaughlin. As Mel said here, you grabbed him. Yeah, I did. So, I just, if you got to play him, you got to play him. But I've been nervous. Like I said, I traded him away for Najee Harris and Chuba Hubbard, and I thought I had the best end of that deal. He did have a good first week coming off the bye week, I believe. But since that moment, it's been pretty rough, man. It's been pretty rough going. Yeah, there you go. No sweat, no young outside runs. It's easy.
But it's weird. Yeah, but they were running him up the middle this last week. Like, why are they doing that? He couldn't do anything up the middle, so they're going to have to run him outside. They could. I mean, it's just I know it's hard, but like I said, we have to try to pick someone in the top 14, and I try to go for somebody.
And running back was hard. That's a hard week for running back. So
especially with bye week. So
yeah.
All right, let's see here. What do we got?
Let's you can't do most.
Yeah. All right, this one's easy for me. I mean, I picked him again last week, but it's just too easy, man. DJ Moore, wide receiver 9. He gets Carolina. I mean, last week, started seeing the buzz of practice, film, Justin Fields might be back, right? Looking kind of healthy, potentially getting you start this week. Well, buzz was, the buzz was just a buzz, just nonsense, right? So he still isn't ready, which means you get another week of Tyson Badgett under center. And this is terrible news for DJ's managers. So finishes, this is DJ's finishes with Tyson Badgett under center. First Las Vegas, wide receiver 21, 9 targets. LA Chargers, wide receiver 51. And we know Chargers are kind of bad against the receivers. 6 targets, right? Wide receiver 51, though. New Orleans Saints, wide receiver 58 with 5 targets. We see evidence of targets decreasing over the last 3 weeks as well. Remember, DJ still only has 2 top 14 finishes on the year. 2.
Yeah.
And those were both like those insane games.
That's when you need him for best ball. You're like, all right, you're giving me your 2 good weeks. I just need one more good one. But I agree with you, man. I like Tyler Badgett. Let me put it to you this way. Are you going to start Badgett or Kenny Pickett this week?
Probably Pickett. It's hard to say, but I mean, you're real. So the upside with Badgett is the fact that he isn't scared to run.
He's not scared to run. Yeah. Like, if you get 50 yards and no turnovers, despite what he does passing, I think it's going to be better than Pickett because Pickett can't run. He's just too small, man. He's too small to go out there and be taking those hits. Too small and too slow. It's just the reality of it.
And his hands are too small to hold onto the ball when he gets hit.
I don't know. I don't believe into the whole small hand narrative. You either use like a set of like pliers in your life or you haven't. That's kind of what it boils down to. But all right. So yeah, you take DJ Moore and Justin Fields is for sure out. You said on that.
What was that? Yeah, Fields is out. They already said Badgett's got to start. That's what I just saw today.
Yeah, they might sit Fields the rest of the season like they did Carr, so they can keep him healthy for a trade. We'll see. But yeah, I went with the same narrative. You guys know how I operate. I look at a game plan and I stick to it. And I think New Orleans is going to have a better game than Minnesota. I think they're going to be kind of in a rude awakening for that defense. And I'm not a used car guy, but he's got Thomas, he's got Taysom Hill, he's got Olave, he's got Kamara. Like, there's ways to attack this pretty porous secondary of the Vikings. So on the flip side of that, Jordan Addison, man, I'm just sitting him, man. Dobbs, I think it was lightning in a bottle kind of in the first week. The defense didn't game plan for Dobbs. You know what I'm saying? This week they are. So I'm sitting Addison for all the same reasons I listed as Dobbs. You got May, you got Paulson Adebayo, you got Cam Jordan, Granderson, Honey Badger, and Lattimore, and Demario Davis. Like, it's not going to be a cakewalk. They were predicted to win an NFC South because of their defense, not because of Derek Carr coming in and rescuing the day. It's not that's not the reason they're picked to be NFC South favorites. So yeah, I stuck with that. That's my anti-stack, if you will.
Anti-stack. So Tyler says, Week 10 farce. Barkley will face an 8-man box against a tough Cowboys D. Barkley is the only offense they have. Obviously, Cowboys will key on and that Barkley outside top 15 for sure. Dude, it's so crazy. The money line for the Cowboys to win is at minus 1,200.
Yeah, I saw that minus 14. I had to have 4 legs on a boost. So I put the pizza parlay, which we'll talk about later, and I added the Cowboys, and it moved it like plus 20 on a 4-leg parlay. Shit. So, yeah.
Man, Giants somehow win plus 750, but I don't no chance.
Dude, I still have about, I don't know, probably about 13, 14, 15 eliminators going, and I got Dallas in all but 2 of them because there's 2 of them. There's 2 tournaments. I still have like a 5 teams apiece. So I was like, well, I can't put all my eggs on the Dallas basket this week. But I still got them. A couple of those eliminators have been going since week 1, and I'm still alive in those, thank goodness, But I was like, everybody's going to be on Dallas that has them available, but I just got to ride it. And if they lose that game, I'm going to be so freaking pissed because, like I said, I think the games are tough. I think the pizza parlay is going to be interesting tonight. But we still have one more position to talk about before we get to that too. And this is where I went bold, JC. So I'll go ahead and talk about it. I think Mark Andrews, man, he's going to – and this is a really bold call, but I think that he could be, in for kind of a bad week. And he's the number 3 tight end right now. Let me list off his numbers against Cleveland last time. He was tight end 2 with 5 targets, 5 receptions, 80 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So, yeah, and they're playing Cleveland again. I just think they're going to game plan up. I think they're going to be like, all right, they're going to have to beat us running, or there's going to be some other way. But he's only finished outside of tight end 13 once this season. So I feel like this is a pretty big, bold call on my end. I think they're going to get it done on the ground game. And I think Cleveland's got a better defense than people want to give it credit for. We're at week 10. We know who teams are now. We know who they are. There's no kind of baloneying around that. And the Browns didn't get there by quarterback play to a winning record right now. They got there with amazing defense, Myles Garrett making big plays. So I just kind of think that maybe they neutralize Mark Andrews. Maybe they, instead of saying Myles, instead of just getting the pass rush, why don't you jam Mark Andrews on every play? You just jamming, delay his route run. Maybe he gets caught up in traffic now. He's like, he's not going to beat us this time. That's how you can look at it because the Ravens, as tough as that AFC North is, man, no losing records. I don't think the Ravens have lost to any of them yet. I don't think so. No, they lost to the Steelers, right? I think the Steelers. That's just a tough division. That's going to be a nasty, tough game. And I don't think Mark Andrews is going to have the replication of a tight end 2 like he did last time.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. That's a smart thing. I mean, and we saw, Odell finally get involved this last week too. So, they could start using him if they have to go away from Mark Andrews, right? So
Zay Flowers way more involved than he was in week 2 or week 3, I believe. So, yeah.
All right. So I think I took somebody pretty tough this week too. I went with Evan Engram, and they're coming off a bye, right? So, even though you got, Trevor, I mean, so here you go. Here's my sell. This is another tough one, man. Tight end was tough too this week, I feel like.
Yeah, it was. That's why I went bold.
and like y'all know, bye week Chiefs, Dolphins, Eagles, Rams. So you have 2, top 14 tight ends already right there. So you're missing 2 of those already out. So you're down to 12. So yeah, all right, here we go. So I got Evan Engram. So here are my thoughts on choosing Evan Engram, who's finished outside the top 14, just like your guy, only one time.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it really tough. Evan, Evan has some of the easiest matchups in 2023 over the first 9 weeks. He's coming off a bye week and will be well rested, but he gets an absolute tough matchup against the 49ers defense, who only allowed 2 tight ends to have over 30 yards receiving and has only allowed 1 touchdown on the year to tight ends. I'm not super excited about this fade, but it's what I'm going to plant my flag on this week. I mean,
hey, I think it plays into my narrative. Like Trevor Lawrence and Christian Kirk can still have a good game without Evan Ingram having a good. In fact, they could have a better game if Evan Ingram doesn't have a good game. So I think that's we had to get bold this week, but I think that's plenty doable. I mean, law of averages says he has to have one soon, just like Mark Andrews.
Popcorn week. He ate the popcorn and he goes back to the New York Giants of old and drops all the passes his way.
Buttery.
Yeah, we don't wish injuries here, just Butterfingers.
Just Butterfingers, man. And I have Evan Ingram in a couple leagues, but yeah, I could see that happening. San Francisco, Warner, Greenlaw, if he's healthy again. There's kind of potentials for tight ends. Nick Bosa on that side. Sometimes he's going to have to help block. Yeah, dude, that's just the nature of the beast.
We can get into pizza parlays a little bit. I'm going to post this here. I want everyone that's out there, try to get your pizza parlays in. Let's talk a little bit about some pizza parlays. So here's what our thought. So here's what we do with pizza parlays. This is just a fun game. Iggy kind of came up with this way back, last year, about midway through the season. Kind of maybe a little bit before even this time. I think it was like halfway through the season.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It was a cool little concept. Iggy, used to bake some pies back in the day. Used to throw some dough. So it's a cool concept, right? We like to bet on, build a parlay, right? Parlay could be any more than one, play together, one bet together, right? But what we like to do is do three parlays. So basically pick 3 teams that you think will win this week, right? 3 NFL teams that you think will win this week, and then build your pizza. You get 3 toppings. So think about if you were to order a pizza in the night, you can get crazy with it. Whatever you want on there. You get the sauce, you get the dough, you get the cheese. You pick 3 toppings to go on that pizza. Build your pizza parlay. Let's just have fun with it. It's a lot of fun. It's just kind of something we've been trying to keep going. Maybe eventually we'll make this into a game to where we can, start rewarding people. Maybe it's at the end of the year, for your Super Bowl party, we send you a couple pizzas, right? Something like that. So we want to make this into a game, to where we can reward people for playing along. It is fun. It's not like it's anything crazy. Like I said, build your pizza, build your parlay.
And don't spend any more on your parlay than you would a pizza, because parlays are very difficult to hit. I broke down my basketball bets, and I was honestly right around 50%, but I was on the wrong side of it. My parlays, I was 4 to 5, and in my same games, I was 11 to 12. So a little under, but that's the whole point. They're hard to hit. My props, I had 17 right and 5 wrong, because you only got to get one thing. All right. So, don't spend more on a parlay than you would a pizza is a pretty good concept.
It's a good concept.
I don't know. And that you can spend, there's good pizzas out there. 3-ingredient pie at some places might cost you about $40, That's without a beer. So, you use it for what yeah. Hey, you never know. There's some of these bistros, they think they're high end.
I don't know, man.
It's like calling mayonnaise aioli and making it, more money. I was like, this is just mayonnaise, bro. You just put some garlic salt in it. But yeah, dude, hey, I'll go ahead and go first, man, because I really wanted to make a pizza. We got burgers going right now. Christina's got some dinners and steamed potatoes and stuff, but it was hard. I thought this week was extremely difficult to kind of look and say, hey, there's 3 winners here, And I stayed away from Dallas because it's, I think that's a for sure. But I'm not hating anybody if they pick Dallas, especially if it's your team. If you're building a parlay and Dallas is your team, you should have Dallas on your parlay. Don't worry about the odds, right? But I wanted, first for my pizza, man, I wanted something different, dude. I'm kind of craving some veggies, and my burgers the same way. I put a lot of veg pickles, lettuce, tomato, onion, the whole thing. But for my pizza, man, I used to make this pizza some, and it was peppers and onions. I want bell peppers, and I want jalapeno peppers. I'm counting it as one, though. And then some onions, just a little bit, not a whole lot. and then some artichoke, man, some artichoke hearts.
Artichoke.
And just put it on there, sprinkle it out pretty heavy, put it in good with the cheese. And that's a good pizza, man. I really like it, especially for a veggie pie. So that's my veggie pie. And in order of the veggies, I went Seattle, land of, unique cuisine there. They can grow about any food they want there. So Seattle, and then at home against, who did we say? I already forgot I had it. I just talked about them earlier. Well, anyway, I got Atlanta on the road at Arizona.
What?
And my upset pick is Jacksonville over San Francisco. As I've said again and again throughout the show, my narrative is Trevor Lawrence has a better game than people think. Coming off a bye week, you talked about how good he was. I think he's a true student of the game. I think Doug Peterson has a really good IQ. And those odds came out to, I believe, plus 215. Not huge odds, but not bad odds, man. But, Seattle should get it done pretty easy. Atlanta, it's kind of like a 50-50 game right now between Arizona, but I just don't think if Kyler Murray comes out that he's going to be like amazing his first game back with no football. And then Jacksonville against San Francisco in the upset. What do you got?
See, I looked at that Atlanta game too, and I had it put down, but I had to take it away.
Yeah, it's a tough
Smith, dude. It's just, I can't trust him, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
he just lost to a 4-string quarterback.
Yeah, that's brutal. Yeah, I don't know.
But I mean, seriously, that's what happened. He just did.
Right.
So here is what I got for tonight. So I actually took so my pepper. I'm just going, man. I'm going pretty old fashioned, pretty legit classic sausage, pepperoni, and mushrooms.
There you go.
Yeah. Get some nice good mozzarella cheese on there. Sprinkle some cheese on there. A little bit of pepper. Good to go. Perfect, just the way I like it, man.
Yeah, that sounds good too.
Stuffed crust, man. Just stuff the crust on that one. So this is my parlay, dude. So I went with the Panthers, dude. So the Panthers, they get the Bears, on Thursday night. We know that's going to be probably very defensive heavy, as we've seen in all these Monday night games. But they're at plus 140. So I mean, it's a 3.5 spread. I think that the Panthers can hold Badgett down, and I think that this could be an easy win at that plus money. I went Houston. So let's see. I got Houston here versus the Bengals at plus 230. The spread is 6.5. But man, CJ Stroud, now that all of his receivers back and healthy, he is looking absolutely bananas. So and also the Bengals might be missing Higgins and Jamar Chase this week. So at plus 230, I like that. Those odds are good. So I'm going to take that. And then I went with the Steelers at minus 166. So the parlay odds on that are plus 1,169. $10 get you 126.
Dang, dude, that's a nice one, dude. That's really nice.
You might have to play that this week.
Yeah, I put mine in. Like I said, I had to throw the Cowboys on it for the boost. I put an eighth of unit on it. Not too bad. So I like it, though. That's a good pizza. That's a good parlay. I like that we just threw some upsets in there, too. Like I said, $10 bet. JC's going to get enough to get a couple pizza parlay dinners if that one hits.
So let's see real quick. Let's build a quick. You got time to build a quick lineup?
Yeah, I got one. Are you using DraftKings?
Yeah, DraftKings. So I'm gonna. So
do we have our lineup set up for Sunday or no?
Yeah, it's set up. So anybody out there, also, the Fantasy Football Advice Network, they have a DFS challenge that they do as well. Hold on, let me get this up. I will post that in Twitter. I'll post ours and then I'll post theirs underneath. But it's pretty fun. I know in ours last week I took first place, and I'll tell you right now, Tyler, the one that we built, or the one that we built, was not very good, because I played that one in yours and I was like last place. So it was like the worst one we've done this week so far this year.
So it's not in our DraftKings tab? Where's it at? Right? It's not underneath.
Oh yeah, he said weekly contest. Yeah, thank you for reminding me that, Craig. Let me go to the weekly contest. All right, I'm just gonna pull this up so then if I'm doing it wrong, Craig
Okay, cool. So yeah,
he can yell at me a little bit. I love that. It's my favorite.
Coach is our resident DFS guy. Man, there's a best ball tournament 5 weeks, 10 through 17. Woo.
That might be fun. We have to do one of those. All right, so we are going to class or all. It would be all, and then you want the not Thursday. You want all game sets.
So we're going Thursday through Monday. Is that what I'm hearing?
Let me see if I can find one. I think this one right here. All right, we'll put in this one. This one starts. Yeah, this one starts tomorrow.
Okay. Man, I gotta get in this best ball. $10,000. That sounds pretty good.
I'm actually in the. I only drafted 5 best ball teams on DraftKings this year. I did more on Underdog, but out of the 5, I did a $10 one and I'm in first, and a $3 one I'm in first. So I think I paid in maybe a total of $23, and I think I'm already slated to win over 50 something. So doubling down, I'm good with that.
So okay, all right, I'm too, dude. I hope you keep killing it. So we're doing Thursday through Monday, correct?
Yeah, Thursday through Monday. SoCal says he took first in the fantasy football advice one last week. Let's get it. Yeah, I took first in our TSA one this week. So let's go.
Rainmakers Football 2023 Booster Pack. Are we doing a double up or what's going on?
The one I'm playing is I do the Millie Makers on these ones, and then I'll just load those. Then I'll use those lineups in some of the ones that we do against people. So this is a Millie Maker. It's not a Millie Maker, but it's like a 100K maker.
Okay, fair enough.
And if we win money off this, I'll split some with you. Anybody that put in their pizza parlay, I'll give them money too. How about that? If we win big.
All right. I'm doing a single entry. That's always my route. I'll put it along. So we got 2 tournaments here.
You got Mel in here. She says Packers.
Packers, let's go. Tell them, Mel. Good job, Evan.
Would you bet your Packers to win this game? You're already like,
Yeah, it's a rough one. I'll get a wager in now. Don't get it twisted. Let's start off with tight end. Let's start off with tight end, bro. Kincaid's 4,300.
I got your parlay, Tyler. It's coming up. I just saw it. I saw it after Mel. So Tyler says Bills over Broncos, Bucks over Titans, Cowboys over Giants. Bills equals barbecue, Buccaneers equals bacon, Cowboys equals chicken. Dude, that sounds good. Barbecue, bacon, chicken pizza. There we go.
Yeah, I made one of those the last time I was on this show too, man. That's one of my favorites. We used to I would put half marinara, half barbecue sauce, and then we'd spread it out, and then put half mozzarella, half cheddar, and then chicken and bacon. And man, that was so dang good. That was a good pizza, dude.
Yeah, and then Coach in here's defending Tyler. Said, "Say Tyler's Pizza." All right,
man. We could get Noah Fant at 2,800. Man, that would be a gamble, but
man, the last time I put confidence in Noah Fant, he made me look silly.
We could put grandson in. How do you feel about grandson?
I mean, we do have to play. We're trying to.
You're going for the Miller Maker, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, this is the wrong one. What the hell?
Michael Mayer's only 2,700, and he hasn't been leaving you blanked. He's had points every game for the past 5 weeks. But let's go back to our guys. Let's stick to our philosophy. Cade Otton is 3,400. That's pretty cheap. And then Dalton Kincaid is 4,300. He's going against the 31st ranked secondary for tight ends. You just want to put Kincaid on there? He's probably going to be popular.
I'm trying to get to a friggin' thing. Let me see here.
All right, well, I'm doing it. I'm locking it in because that's how I like to build my DFS is who's going to be the cheapest play, the tight ends and the defense. So let's go look at defense.
All right, here we go.
Cowboys 4,400 against the Giants. Man, that's a tough one to pass.
All right, so who do you got locked in? You said who do you got locked in at the tight end?
Kincaid 4,300, bro. Let's just take your pick. Take your pick. Yeah, just take your pick and roll with it, dude.
And so if everybody knows, you get, was it 55, 50, or 5,000? You get 50,000 to spend, and then average player is about 5,500. So you're saving money by going down and picking Kincaid there.
Yeah, I'm trying to pick our value. We got Raiders at Jets 3,500, dude. I mean, they're gonna sack Zach Wilson. That's gonna happen, I kind of like that. But there's also, if you like,
I like that play. I mean, I like that play a lot. I mean, Panthers versus Chicago could be all right. I mean, vice versa.
Yeah,
I like your play.
Because you get points for sacks, right? Team sacks.
Yeah, Jets versus Vegas, they're way down here too. Could be an easy play. Could be a decent play.
I know. Let's go Raiders. I'm feeling good about that. 29th points. Right. So the Raiders suck, but they're playing inspired football. It's like acting like they won the Super Bowl last week. All right, what position you want to attack now?
Where the hell are they?
They're 4,300, 3,500. So we've bumped up our average to 6,000 already. So that's a good move. I think we found value plays. They're playing against the 31st ranked defense for a tight end, 29th ranked for a defense. What more you want? You know what I'm saying? Those are good for taking the odds.
So what do you think? You want to go? Where do you want to go next?
I asked you the same thing.
All right. So what do we got for value plays at quarterback? Who did I have here this week? Oh, I mean,
golly, Jared Goff, 6,400 after a bye week. Lord of mercy.
Levis is at 53. But there's players. I mean, who's down below him that you feel comfortable with? Nobody really. Not really. Heineke versus Arizona. I don't really like that.
Yeah, it starts getting pretty bad down here. Lewis, Dobbs, Watson. No, I don't like it. I don't mind Jared Goff for 6,400, man, against the Chargers. That's not terrible, in my opinion. What about
play the Chargers this week?
The Detroit Lions, dude, off a bye.
No, last week.
The team they crushed, the Jets.
All right, I'm good with that. Do you want to stack him then with St. Brown, or do you want to? Or do you want to stack him with Gibbs?
How much is Gibbs?
$7K. He's up there.
That is expensive.
I mean, he's been doing really damn good. That's probably why.
Oh, you want to do it?
I mean, we could. It's not really that expensive. It won't drop dramatically.
Yeah, I guess in the last couple of weeks, yeah, he's had 9 receptions, 5 receptions. Is Montgomery coming back?
I think he's already been back, right?
Oh, man, I don't know. That might be a gamble then. Yeah. Let's hold off on Gibbs. Do we have a value play in here?
I guess he does. He did practice in full today. Yeah.
Javonte Williams
is a good play. Aaron Jones is a good play. I mean, I like Jones.
Najee's only 4,900, bro. But this is PPR. We need to keep that in mind too. How much is Aaron Jones? I'm down to put him on there.
He's on the injury report. He didn't practice today, but that's okay. I think he still plays. What's he at? Because then we can look at players that are around him that we could put him in the flex or something, even if we wanted to.
No, let's put Jones in as our running back. He's probably going to have a good week. He has to. I'm with that. So 6,500.
Gotta get 2 screens.
We got it. Let's go look at wide receivers, man. We got to get a value play here. Scary Terry's 58. That's right at our average. Cortland Sutton 5,300. Tyler Boyd's only 4,600, dude. And you said that he could be their number one wide receiver.
Yeah, they are. Potentially, he could be. I mean, I think that that'll be a really chalky play if those guys don't play.
Chalky meaning a lot of people will play it.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't they? If he's going to be the number one target on the team, I guess they do go against Houston though. It's going to be somewhat tough.
Do you think Jamison Crowder has a good game against Seattle? Curtis Samuel's out, right?
Coach says do a Laporta stack. We could throw him in, and I've actually been doing a lot of those double tight ends because tight ends are pretty cheap, so you can get them in the stack low, and you can play other players high. Let's just see what we can do there.
Hold on, I'm looking at wide receivers still on the low. I think, man, Christian Kirk's only 6 Gs. We got to get him, dude. San Francisco's allowing the 29th most points to wide receivers, bro. We'd be foolish not to do that. I got to put him on this lineup. I got to go look for another value. How much is Laporta?
He's at 57. So right now, with what we've got, so Goff, Jones, Kirk, Kincaid, Laporta, Raiders, we still have 5,866 on average.
Coach is right. Elijah Moore's cheap. Elijah Moore right now is only 3,600, but he's only had one game above 10 points this season. Oh, that's rough. It's rough, Coach.
He says, much as I don't like Elijah Moore, Arthur Mollett in the slot.
Tyler Boyd could be a good play, man.
I mean, we can do that. I'm down for it. I am definitely down for it. Let's throw that in there.
All right. So this is what I have right now. Goff, Jones, Boyd, Kirk, Kincaid, and Raiders defense. And you got Laporta in the flex?
Yep, that's what I did.
Okay. I'll do it. And then, so now we got 13 grand for a running back and a wide receiver. I think we got to nail the running back. So who do you want to get at running back?
All right, let's see here. Who did I say I like this week? We got Aaron Jones in there already. I mean, Aaron Jones. I like Jones. I mean, if you really want to get fun with it, dude, Alvin Kamara versus the Vikings. I mean, he always goes off against them.
He's doing so good right now, man. Well, okay, so let's see. We got
slow
Kamara
last week, but man, him versus the Vikings.
What about Breece Hall versus the Raiders? No.
I just want to
Jonathan Taylor versus the Patriots. Do we trust Gus Bus to go up? You know, Rashid White's been playing pretty damn good football, and he's been catching a lot of passes.
I guess Kamara's only played against Minnesota once.
What do you feel about Rashid White? That could be a value play, and it opens up our wide receiver against Tennessee. I think that's where I'm leaning, dude.
Rashid White?
Yeah.
Rashad? Yeah,
he's got a lot of receptions in this PPR format, bro.
I like it. So at wide receiver, we got 7,200 to spend.
Now we got some Skrilla.
So you got Evans. Hold on, wide receiver.
Yeah, we got Evans, IU, DK Metcalf, which that might be a pretty dadgum good play. DK Metcalf, Pittman,
DK Metcalf,
good. Garrett Wilson. Yeah, we got some pretty good players that we can spend up on. Can't believe Adam Thielen 7,700. I mean, man, Amon-Ra St. Brown feels like he's gonna go off, dude. Don't you feel like we almost have to have him in the lineup? No, we'll trust Laporta. Just trust Laporta. Who do you like out of those top 5? Evans, Ayuk, Metcalf, Pittman, Godwin. What's up, David?
Man, can we spend down? No. I was gonna say if we could spend down, dude, go with the Goff, Laporta, Kincaid, or St. Brown stack. But we'd have to play a really shit defense.
We'd have to get rid of possibly Tyler Boyd. I don't know. If we get rid of Laporta, we still got 4,600. It's kind of in a bad spot down there, though.
Oh man,
Michael Thomas is down there.
So here's the thing too: is like where's Michael Thomas at?
Yeah, he's not that good, dude.
I'm thinking like you're hoping you're looking for a guy that could potentially have a game, right? What about like Khalil Shakir? Like if he puts up 10 points, like if you're spending down to get way down to get 10 points, and then St. Brown puts up 30 points, that's worth it, right? And then what if Boyd only puts up 10 points, and then you figure out a different thing there. Let's just try it.
Cole Kmet, dude, is 4,200. He's got 16 catches with Baggett and 2 touchdowns. That's me downgrading from Laporta to Cole Kmet and Amon-Ra St. Brown in the lineup. And we can try just like these small different variations if you want. But that sets me up with Goff, Jones, White, Boyd, Kirk, ASB, Kincaid, Kmet, and Raiders. Oh man.
All right, let's see. I'm gonna try to let's see.
I think that's gonna be my lineup right there. I like that. I'm in a smaller. I'm not in the Millie Maker. I'm in a single entry.
I'm in a
5K huddle. So not bad. I'll take it.
Let's see.
Top 260 you get paid out. That's not bad.
I was thinking about playing somebody like Jake Bobo and hoping for him to get a touchdown. I mean, he didn't have anything last week, but
Yeah, dude. I mean, in that kind of format, I think that's more important. I feel like I got good floor with everybody here and a couple ceilings that could just shoot up. You know what I mean?
Like Shakir's been relevant the last 3 games. Like seems safe to me.
He's in my fantasy lineups.
Like that seems safe at 3,300. And then let's go DST here. I'll keep the same defense you got. You said Raiders ain't been shit, but they go against the Jets. I mean, they had good points the last 2 weeks. I like that play. Let's go Raiders, and then let's see how much I got. I got 5,900 left to spend in the flex. So I mean, I could throw McLaurin in there, Laporta in there.
I'm basically between Shaheed, Thomas, Boyd, and Watson. Those are my 4.
Deontay Johnson.
That's pretty tough right there, honestly. Do I think Boyd's going to have a good enough game against Houston?
So, yeah, I'm just trying to find a guy here that I think can help me win there, right? He said downtown Noah Brown's at 3,700. What's up, Dave? What's up, Dad? What's up, Pops? Crispy in the house. Noah
What's up,
Brown.
guys?
Yeah, that's if you want upside play right there, that's it. I can get Deontay in the lineup too. I think I like that. All right, so I'm going Jared Goff. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm going Jared Goff, Aaron Jones, Rashad White, Christian Kirk, Deontay Johnson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Dalton Kincaid, Noah Brown, and Raiders.
Okay. So the only thing we have different is I got Cole Clement instead of Noah Brown, and I got Tyler Boyd instead of one of the other, whoever you have besides ASB and Kirk.
And that's a good one too. What did you say he was worth? 3,000. Oh, 42. Okay. All right.
All right. Well, yeah, dude. I think I'm good to wrap it up with you. I'm man. I'm clicking submit. I know. Hopefully, we win some money.
Hopefully, we win some money. All right. So SoCal said in here real quick before we get out of here. He said ham, pineapple, jalapenos, Cowboys, Seahawks, and throw in the plus money in the Vikings dub. Oh, nice.
Uh-oh. I see it.
He said Nico's dealing with calf injury now, so that's why he likes the downtown Elbron. All right, well, we're going to get out of here. That's the lineup. Appreciate everyone for coming to hang out. Lots of comments in here tonight. Truly appreciate that. That really helps the algorithm out a lot. Thanks for Mel and Marcy stopping by. Thanks for Coach Craig stopping by. Thanks for Tyler with the Fantasy Football Advice Network for stopping by. And thanks for Crispy for stopping in here real quick, hanging out with us on SoCal. Appreciate everyone being here tonight. It's been a really good time. This was a good night. So thanks for having a fun Wednesday night with us. Tomorrow we got, I got 3 shows. Iggy and I, we do the Thursday night show. I know I'll be hosting that, for the Thursday check down with Greg. And we should be also we got the watch party with the Fantasy Football Advice Network. It should be a good game. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of defensive plays, but we run that all the way through. Iggy might pop in. You don't know who's going to pop in. So that's always a good time. And then, right after that, we got the point after with the Fantasy Football Advice Network. So that's a good time, too. I usually hop on there and answer some questions with them. So it gets to be a late night Thursday. So come hang out with us for the watch party. It's always a good time. Maybe we'll get some bets in. We always set a lineup for the weekend. So come hang out. Appreciate you, Iggy.
I appreciate you too, bro. That was fun.
And if anybody wants to read the article, I'll have it out tomorrow with the Force and Farce players, and I'll throw Iggy's players in there as well. So thanks for everyone coming hang out. Peace.
Later.